Kyle Richards reveals the advice she gave Mauricio Umansky at home. Kyle Richards and Mauricio Umansky purchased their La Quinta vacation home during happier times in their marriage. However, the former couple had a slight disagreement about how to furnish it. "This sofa is a miracle," the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills cast member explains while showing her family's stunning house in the above video tour, which was filmed while she and Mauricio were still together. "Even though I told Mauricio not to get white, he didn't listen." Still, she admits the piece was the right choice, noting, "You really just melt in it." Although they're no longer romantically together, Kyle and Mauricio still have conversations about the design of their shared homes, which also include their family's house in Encino, although Mauricio moved out in October 2023, and a vacation home in Aspen, Colorado. On Season 14, Episode 3 of RHOBH, Kyle shocked Mauricio with some changes to their Encino home. "Oh my God, you painted the bathroom," Mauricio exclaimed. Still, he seemed delighted, telling Kyle, "I love the gray wall color. I think it looks great." Although Kyle has yet to visit Mauricio's new rental condo, she still cares deeply about how he's adjusting there. On Season 14, Episode 11 of RHOBH, Kyle asked Mauricio how the condo was coming together. "It's pretty together," he said. "It's coming. I mean, it's as together as I'm gonna get it. I mean, my refrigerator has got eggs. You know what I do. I eat a lot of soups, like canned soups." While Mauricio seemed happy about his new setup, Kyle wasn't thrilled to see him purchasing furniture. "I assumed he would have it staged, or he'd find someplace that already had furniture," Kyle said on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills after show. Then, all of a sudden, he was like, "Buying stuff." I'm like, "You're buying another bed? This feels like you went into this thinking this is permanent." Are Kyle Richards and Mauricio Umansky divorced? No, Kyle and Mauricio, who have been separated since 2023, have yet to file for divorce. "We live separate lives, and it just hasn't come up yet," Kyle explained on a December 2024 episode of Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen. "When the time comes, we will address it. It's hard, and it's not something either one of us feels comfortable initiating, and we just kind of let it go. We're just really good friends, and we care about each other. It is what it is, right?" Mauricio Umansky makes a declaration about Kyle Richards amid separation. Although they are living separate lives, as Kyle put it, she and Mauricio often spend time together. According to a recent interview he did with Briefing on Bravo, the two are in a great place. "We talk all the time," he said, noting things are amazing between them. He added, "I love her." The story of Kyle, Mauricio, and the spaces between. The white sofa. The La Quinta sun poured golden warmth through the massive glass panels, casting slow-moving shadows onto the white sofa. Kyle Richards sat alone in the open living room, her manicured fingers tracing the soft linen seams. "This sofa is a miracle," she murmured, a ghost of a smile on her lips. It had become a joke between her and Mauricio, how he insisted on buying it despite her protest. "No white," she'd said. "Kids, dogs, red wine, you're out of your mind." But he smiled the way he always did when he knew something she didn't. "You'll see," he'd said. "It's not just a sofa, it's a vibe." He was right. It had become their landing pad after long days, their kids' makeshift bed during movie marathons, the silent witness to the evolving tapestry of their marriage. Now, it was just a white sofa in a quiet house, still beautiful, still soft, but now vacant. One bed too many. The condo was modest, modern, but far from the curated opulence Mauricio had been used to. Kyle hadn't been there, but she imagined it clearly. Sparse furniture, no scented candles, probably no artwork. A man's idea of done. She found herself annoyed when he casually mentioned buying a new bed. Not a cot, not a pull-out, a real bed. Permanent. It felt like a quiet declaration, one she hadn't been ready for. "You're buying another bed?" She asked him over FaceTime, trying to keep her voice light. Feels like you went into this thinking this is permanent. Mauricio had shrugged, clearly not expecting the reaction. I just want to be comfortable, he said. Comfortable. The word sat heavy with her. She ended the call shortly after, then stared at the ceiling of their Encino home, the one they used to share. Comfortable, like that matters more than familiar, than history. A bathroom in gray. On the third episode of the new Real Housewives of Beverly Hills season, Kyle surprised Mauricio with a change he hadn't seen coming. Oh my God, you painted the bathroom, he exclaimed. It was time, Kyle had said, watching his expression carefully. I love the gray, he said finally, turning in place, the echo of their past still clinging to the tiles. Looks great. They smiled at each other. The gray was more than a color. It was a message, cooler, more neutral. It felt symbolic, a palette shift in their story. In a way, Kyle thought, it was easier to change the bathroom than to confront the things they left unsaid. The truth lived in the in-between, the unfiled divorce papers, the separate homes, the shared holidays. And yet, their communication remained constant. Soup for one. You've got what in your fridge? Kyle asked, half laughing. Eggs and soup, Mauricio replied proudly. I eat a lot of canned soups now. She shook her head, part amused, part heartbroken. God, Mauricio, you're living like a bachelor in college. I'm surviving, he grinned. It was hard to explain to the world, or even to themselves, how a couple could live apart, call themselves separated, and still talk like this. Joke like this. Miss each other in quiet ways, but never say it out loud. Their love hadn't died. It had just shape-shifted. Later that night, Kyle found herself in her Encino kitchen making lentil soup from scratch. No cameras, no glam, just a woman and her Dutch oven, wondering whether he'd be better off with this than whatever came out of his microwave. She texted him a picture. Better than canned. He responded with a heart emoji. Aspen interrupted. Aspen was supposed to be magic, a snowy bubble where nothing could touch them. That house had been a dream, wooden beams, soaring ceilings, the smell of pine and old memories. It had been the background of their best family holidays, but even that was starting to change. On her most recent solo visit, Kyle stood at the base of the staircase, taking in the silence. Normally, Mauricio's voice would echo down as he carried bags or joked with the kids. Now, the stillness was almost jarring. She called him just to say hi. You at Aspen, he asked. Yeah, he paused. How's the fireplace holding up? It misses you, she said before she could stop herself. So did she. Advice by candlelight. There was one evening, quiet, away from the glare of TV cameras, when Kyle and Mauricio had a rare heart-to-heart. She'd invited him over for dinner. The girls were out. It was just them and a flickering set of vanilla candles. I don't know what I'm doing, Kyle, Mauricio admitted, poking at his salad. Yes, you do, she said softly. You just don't like what it means. He looked up. You're adjusting, she continued. But I need you to remember something. This isn't just about moving out, or buying furniture, or eating soup from a can. It's about asking yourself what kind of life you want to live next, and being honest about it. He sighed. You always gave the best advice, he said. I still can, she replied. They didn't solve anything that night, but they didn't need to. Sometimes showing up was the answer. The unspoken threads. Publicly, they were dancing a delicate waltz, saying enough to quell speculation, but never too much. When asked if they were divorced, Kyle often gave the same line. It just hasn't come up yet. It wasn't a lie. It also wasn't the truth. They weren't trying to fool anyone. They simply hadn't decided. Kyle hated the idea of erasing a love that had spanned nearly 3 decades, and Mauricio? He wasn't sure how to separate her from the meaning of home. They were friends. They were family. They were everything except husband and wife. Some nights, Kyle would lie awake, replaying old arguments, old vacations, old kisses, wondering what had gone wrong, or whether anything had really. Maybe it was just time. Maybe love evolves, and marriages aren't always meant to last forever. But caring, that lingered. What we keep. At the end of a long shoot day, Kyle returned home to Encino to find a small package on the kitchen island. No label, just a card tucked underneath. To Kyle, for the sofa you were right about, for the soup you made from scratch, for being my friend even now, love, M. Inside the package was a candle. The same scent they used in Aspen, sandalwood, cedar, and something indefinably soft, like snow or nostalgia. She lit it and sat on the white sofa, letting the scent wash over her. The dog curled up beside her. The girl's laughter echoed down the hall. No, it wasn't a perfect ending, but maybe it wasn't an ending at all. Just a new kind of beginning. Advice we give ourselves. Months later, while filming the season 14 reunion, a producer asked Kyle if she had any regrets. She paused. I think we did the best we could, she said. You don't build a life like ours and just walk away unscathed. But we're still in each other's lives. We're kind. We're respectful. And I still give him advice whether he asks for it or not, she added with a laugh. And what advice do you give yourself? The producer asked. Kyle looked straight at the camera.